Hello, welcome to the Learn English Lab. Today's podcast topic is AI replacing creative jobs? We're diving deep into a question that's truly shaking things up. For so long, we thought AI's big impact would be mainly in places like manufacturing or maybe medicine, but now it's right here, squarely in the creative arts, writing, graphic design, music, filmmaking, and it's sparking both huge excitement and, well, let's be honest, some real apprehension too. So our core question for this deep dive is this. Is AI genuinely poised to, supersede creative professionals? Or is it maybe destined to be more like a powerful collaborator, something that significantly amplifies human potential?
That really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Especially for anyone interested in the future of work and, well, artistry itself. What's truly remarkable, I think, is just how quickly this relationship between AI and human creativity is evolving. It's like happening right now before our eyes.
It certainly is. So our mission today is basically to pull back the curtain a bit. We want to look at AI's surprising capabilities, the challenges it's throwing our way, maybe some unexpected opportunities emerging, and what all of this implies for the future. Is it a threat, a partner, or something completely new in the creative landscape? We'll try to boil down the key insights for you. Okay, so let's maybe kick things off by really getting clear on what we mean by creative jobs. We're not talking about just any role here, right? These are professions that fundamentally rely on imagination, originality, and that unique ability to create emotional resonance, to inform or entertain or inspire.
Exactly. And for the longest time, these roles were seen as almost, immune to automation. Precisely because they demand these unique human qualities. Think about visual artists, graphic designers, illustrators, writers, novelists, journalists. Then there's a whole world of music and audio composers, podcast producers like us, and of course, film and media pros, directors, editors, plus innovators in product design, game design, UX, UI. Even performing artists like actors and dancers. These were always seen as distinctly human domains, needing something AI just couldn't replicate.
Or so we thought.
Yeah.
And yet AI has just leapfrogged forward dramatically, hasn't it? We've seen incredible breakthroughs, machine learning, neural networks, natural language processing. It's quite something. And these advancements mean modern AI tools are now generating outputs that can genuinely rival human work, often in moments. It's kind of astonishing.
It really is.
Yeah.
Let's maybe break down some of the key AI tech being used. First, you've got generative AI for visuals. These tools can spit out photorealistic images or really stylized art just from a simple text prompt. Like you type a futuristic cityscape under a purple sky and boom, there's an image.
Wow.
Then there's natural language processing, NLP, AI tools that generate fluent, coherent text, blog posts, articles, even screenplays. We also have platforms for music generation, composing music across loads of different genres, and AI assisting with video and animation, helping with editing, motion capture, creating deepfakes or CGI environments. Oh, and game design too. Using procedural content generation to create levels, characters, narratives, it really streamlines development.
It's kind of mind-boggling. An AI trained on Monet paintings can create new art in that impressionist style, or one trained on pop lyrics can whip up a catchy song. Makes you wonder.
It does. And we're seeing this stuff used in real-world creative workflows already.
Yeah.
Every day. In graphic design, AI might suggest layouts or, automate boring tasks like resizing images for different platforms.
Saves a lot of time, I bet.
Definitely. For writing, AI can draft marketing copies, summarize research, maybe help edit manuscripts. We're hearing AI-composed tracks in commercials, film scores, tools tailoring music to specific moods almost instantly. In film, AI is streamlining post-production. We saw hints of it in things like the Lion King remake. Gaming uses AI for generating terrain or character behaviors. Advertising uses it to create thousands of ad variations for testing. It's everywhere.
Okay, so with AI doing all that, it's hardly surprising there's this real concern about it displacing creative professionals. Yeah. This fear seems to stem from AI's ability to replicate human-like outputs, but just massively scaled up.
Yeah, there's some pretty clear reasons driving this worry. First, you've got unmatched efficiency. AI generates stuff in seconds. Think a detailed illustration. Maybe 10 seconds for AI, hours, maybe days for a human artist.
That's a huge difference.
Huge. Second, cost effectiveness. Businesses can save a lot of money. A small company might pay, say, $20 a month for an AI design tool instead of, $1,000 for a human designer for one logo.
Right.
Then there's scalability. AI can produce thousands of variations, ads, designs, articles super quickly. And importantly, the quality is improving. AI outputs are getting harder and harder to distinguish from human work. Remember that AI-generated painting that sold for, over $400,000 at auction?
Yeah, I remember that. Crazy.
And finally, the automation of routine tasks.
Right.
A lot of entry-level creative work, basic product descriptions, simple social media graphics. That stuff is pretty easily automated now.
We've seen some pretty impactful examples already, like the Washington Post's AI heliograph. It's written thousands of articles since 2016, sports scores, election results. And then there was that opinion piece in The Guardian written entirely by GPT-3 a few years back, minimal human editing. That really made people sit up and think, didn't it, about journalism's future?
Absolutely. And newsrooms like Bloomberg, Reuters, they use AI for routine stories. The idea is it frees up journalists for more in-depth work.
Right, the investigative stuff.
Exactly. And in advertising, there's that big beverage company used AI for a global ad campaign, weeks instead of months, fraction of the cost.
But I heard some people found those ads a bit flat, lacking emotional punch.
That's the critique, yeah. Sometimes it feels generic. And this aligns with broader predictions. McKinsey, for example, estimated maybe 20–30% of creative jobs could see automation by 2030, especially those repetitive tasks.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting, I think. Because despite all those very real concerns, a lot of experts, maybe even most, seem to view AI not as a replacement, but as a partner. A powerful collaborator that could actually enhance human creativity.
Absolutely. And the arguments for collaboration are quite compelling when you look at them. One, AI can amplify creativity. It can generate ideas, drafts, prototypes super fast, letting creatives focus on refining and personalizing. Like a writer might use AI to brainstorm plot twists, then weave the best ones into their story with their own unique voice.
Okay, so it handles the grunt work of idea generation sometimes.
Sort of. It also democratizes access. AI tools let non-experts create pretty professional-looking content. Small business owners making visuals without hiring a specialist, for example.
That's a big deal for small businesses.
It is, and it automates the drudgery. Repetitive tasks like resizing, formatting, AI handles that, freeing up humans for higher-level thinking. And critically, there's human uniqueness. Real creativity often comes from personal experiences, emotions, cultural context. Stuff AI just can't replicate.
We're seeing some cool real-world collaborations that show this, right? Like a graphic designer using AI for 50 initial logo concepts, then they take one and refine it perfectly for the client.
Exactly. Or in music, Terrence Southern's album, I Am AI, back in 2018. AI generated melodies and beats. She added her vocals and artistry. More recently, a Grammy-nominated artist used AI for orchestral backing, letting them focus purely on their lyrics and performance. The human part.
And that short film, The Last Screenwriter, co-created AI script, human filmmakers adding the emotion and visual style.
Precisely. It shows that potential for partnership.
But, okay, it's not all sunshine and roses. AI definitely introduces some significant challenges into these creative fields. We can't ignore those.
No, definitely not. There are serious issues. First, job displacement is a real concern. Entry-level roles, junior copywriters, assistant editors, they seem most at risk. An Oxford study estimated maybe 15% of creative jobs could be fully automated by 2035.
15%? That's still a lot.
It is. Then there's skill devaluation. As AI makes these tools common, the value of certain skills might drop. Think freelance wages potentially going down, like stock photographers competing with AI images. You've got ethical concerns. AI learns from data, right? So it can perpetuate biases from that data, leading to stereotypical or culturally insensitive outputs if we're not careful.
That's a big one.
Huge. And authorship and ownership. The legal side is still scrambling. Who owns AI-generated work? We saw that AI art copyright dispute case in 2023, highlighting this mess.
Yeah, the legal frameworks are lagging behind the tech.
Totally. And practically, things like deepfakes. Remember that deepfake ad in 2024 with the celebrity? Sparked lawsuits, public outrage. It screams for regulation and transparency.
Definitely. And you mentioned the generic feel sometimes.
Right, the emotional disconnect. AI stuff can lack that soul, that unique human touch. Many clients still strongly prefer human-crafted work for its authenticity.
Okay, so challenges are clear, but let's flip it again. What about the opportunities AI is creating? Because it seems like it's opening new doors too.
Without a doubt, there are absolutely new avenues opening up. We're seeing emerging roles, growing demand for AI trainers, prompt engineers, people skilled at talking to AI specialists who curate AI outputs. These blend technical and creative skills.
Prompt engineering. That's becoming a real job title with decent salaries too, I hear.
Yeah, definitely. Think 80K, 120K, even more potentially. Then there are hybrid workflows. Creatives who master AI tools can simply work faster, take on more projects, maybe boost their income. A designer might double their project load.
So adapt and potentially thrive.
Kind of. We're also likely to see a premium placed on niche expertise. As AI handles the generic stuff, truly unique human-driven work like culturally specific storytelling or very personal art that becomes more valuable.
Interesting. So specialization becomes key.
Could be. And finally, education and upskilling. Learning AI tools is becoming a core skill. Enrollment in AI for creatives courses has shot up like 40% since 2022. People are seeing the need.
We've got some cool examples of this innovation in action, right? Like in game design, indie developers using AI for procedural content generation, creating huge landscapes, levels, characters, like No Man's Sky generating billions of planets.
Exactly, that's a prime example. And an indie studio in 2024 apparently used AI to help create a game in just 6 months. That's like half the usual time.
Incredible. And fashion.
Yeah, designers using AI to generate patterns, suggest color palettes, even analyze fashion trends. A Paris designer collaborated with AI for a whole runway collection, sped up the process enormously.
Okay, but even with all this, there's still something AI can't touch, isn't there? That human element.
This is maybe the most crucial point. What AI cannot replace. First, emotional depth. A human poem reflects personal struggles, joys. AI can mimic the form, but it struggles with genuine authenticity. That AI poetry anthology in 2024 got mixed reviews for exactly that reason, lacking real feeling.
Right, you could often tell.
Often. Then, cultural context. AI can struggle with nuanced cultural references or humor that's specific to a particular community that doesn't live in that culture.
Good point.
And intentionality. Human creatives make deliberate choices based on purpose, vision, belief. AI follows patterns. A filmmaker's lighting choice isn't random. It reflects artistic intent. AI doesn't have intent in the same way.
It optimizes based on data, not feeling or purpose.
Precisely. And finally, ethical judgment. Humans navigate complex ethical dilemmas with nuance, empathy. AI doesn't have morals or ethics. It needs human guidance there.
That really resonates, like a documentary filmmaker covering a sensitive issue in a marginalized community. They bring empathy, lived perspective. AI can help edit, sure, but it can't replicate that human connection.
Exactly. That human touch, that perspective, it remains absolutely vital. And we're seeing these different impacts across industries. Visual arts. Some freelance illustrators report seeing fewer stock art commissions, maybe a 30% drop since 2023. But high-end clients, they still want unique human artists.
So a split in the market, maybe?
Seems like it. Writing and publishing, AI disruption in marketing, journalism. But remember that survey, 70% of readers distrust AI novels, citing that lack of soul.
Interesting. Readers want the author's voice.
Seems so. Music. AI tools are everywhere, but live performance, emotional connection, that's still human territory. There's even a human-made music movement growing.
And film. AI helps production, but the writer's strike in 2023 really highlighted concerns about AI replacing screenwriters.
Right.
Led to new agreements.
And gaming. AI helps build world, optimize workflows, but human designers are still key for compelling stories, engaging gameplay.
So, pulling this all together, what's the future look like? It really sounds like a hybrid model, doesn't it? AI and humans collaborating. Routine tasks get automated, sure, but originality, emotional intelligence, cultural sensitivity, that stays human-driven.
That seems to be the most likely path. We can make some predictions, maybe. By 2030, yeah, AI will probably handle most repetitive creative tasks. But demand for human oversight, curation, direction, that'll actually grow. We'll see new roles emerge, AI creative director, prompt curator, things like that.
People managing the AI, essentially.
Exactly. Demand for hyper-specialized, human-crafted work will likely rise too, driven by that desire for authenticity. Regulation will keep evolving, like the EU's AI Act, and education will continue shifting, with maybe 80% of design schools offering AI courses by 2027.
So for creatives listening, the advice seems to be, learn the tools, Midjourney, ChatGPT, whatever's relevant, but also focus on what makes your work unique. Collaborate with AI as a partner, don't fight it necessarily, and advocate for ethical AI use.
Spot on. And if you think about future scenarios, there's the optimistic view. AI empowers everyone, creates new roles, humans stay central. There's the pessimistic view. AI automates loads of jobs, widens inequality, forces painful upskilling.
Or the balanced view.
Or the balanced view, yeah. AI handles routine stuff, humans focus on high-value emotional work. Collaboration is the norm with clear rules. That feels most plausible right now.
We've heard from creatives too, right? Their real-world experiences seem to back this up, like the graphic designer using AI for brainstorming, then she adds the refinement, saves hours.
Right, or the novelist finding AI flat for drafting prose, but useful for outlining. Readers want their voice.
And the music producer uses AI for backing tracks, but spends weeks on the vocals, the human part, says fans can tell.
Yeah, and the AI researcher saying AI automates tasks, not necessarily jobs. Creatives who adapt will thrive.
And the game dev calling AI an assistant who never sleeps, letting them focus on story and mechanics.
All these voices really point to that dual nature, don't they? AI is this powerful tool, but it has limitations. And humans are uniquely positioned to overcome those limitations, to add the meaning.
So to wrap things up, AI isn't really replacing creative jobs entirely. It's profoundly reshaping them, it's automating the repetitive bits, making tools more accessible, but it fundamentally lacks that unique emotional depth, the cultural nuance, the intentionality that defines truly great creative work.
Absolutely. The challenge and the opportunity for creatives is to embrace AI as this powerful collaborator, leverage its speed, its scale, but fiercely protect and cultivate that distinctly human spark. That's what makes art meaningful, what connects us.
Yeah. The future isn't AI versus humans. It seems much more likely to be AI and humans working together, redefining creativity for this digital age. We really encourage you, our listeners, to think about this. How might you apply this understanding in your own creative work or your professional life? What unique human qualities can you bring to the forefront? And if you found this deep dive valuable, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Learn English Lab YouTube channel for more insightful discussions. Hello, welcome to the Learn English Lab. Today's podcast, English Listening Practice Podcast, topic name is technology making us lonely? We're diving deep today into something pretty paradoxical, actually. In a world where, a single tap connects you globally, we're seeing this quiet epidemic of loneliness growing.
It really is a paradox, isn't it?
Yeah, think about it. A big survey back in 2018 found nearly half of Americans felt lonely sometimes, or even always. 46%.
Wow, that's significant.
And it's not just the US. We see similar stuff in the UK and that really intense hikikomori phenomenon in Japan, where young people just withdraw completely.
Right, retreat from social life. It's profound.
So it begs the question, doesn't it? As tech reshapes everything, is it actually bringing us closer, or is it maybe pushing us further apart?
That really is the core question.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's definitely not a simple yes or no. What we're exploring today is this really intricate relationship. Technology's potential to isolate, sure, but also its power to connect. And, the bigger societal things happening underneath it all.
Okay, so let's unpack that. To really get technology's role today, we have to realize loneliness isn't exactly new, right? It's been part of the human condition for ages.
Absolutely. Long before smartphones.
Think back, 19th century. Industrialization, urbanization. People moved from tight-knit villages into these big, anonymous cities.
A totally different kind of isolation.
Exactly. Then the 1950s, you had the lonely housewife idea emerging. Tied to suburbs, rigid gender roles, people felt cut off.
A different social structure, different pressures.
And even in the 60s, sociologist Robert Weiss found loneliness was widespread. This was when communities were mostly face-to-face.
That's a crucial point. Loneliness itself isn't new, but maybe the nature of it has changed because of technology.
How so?
Well, back then, isolation might have been about physical distance, or strict social rules. But today, it often feels like it stems from having tons of connections, but they're shallow.
An abundance of superficiality.
Kind of, yeah. And even early tech started this shift. The telephone, late 19th century, amazing for distance, right?
Yeah.
But it also began moving communication away from needing to be physically there.
Okay, I see that.
And by the 90s, those early chat rooms, AOL Instant Messenger and stuff, they already hinted at both the promise, finding connection, but also the pitfalls of it being purely digital, little precursors to where we are now.
Right. So here's where it gets really juicy. How does this thing designed to connect us also seem to, push us apart?
Let's start with that illusion of connection idea.
Okay. Like social media.x, Instagram, TikTok. They give you that instant feeling of being connected, but does it last? Often leaves you wanting more.
Precisely. It prioritizes quantity. Think about X having over 500 million users recently over real quality connection.
Yeah, and I read a study, I think from 2019, that found people spending over 2 hours a day on social media felt more lonely and less satisfied with life.
It makes sense. You see these curated lives, perfect holidays, perfect selfies.
Ugh, the comparison trap.
Exactly. It fuels comparison, makes you feel inadequate, maybe left out. And then there are parasocial relationships.
The one-sided ones, like with influencers or celebrities.
Right. You might feel super close to some YouTuber, you comment, you engage, but there's no real back and forth. The connection is kind of illusory. It hits you when you realize they don't actually know you exist.
That's a lonely feeling in itself.
And that illusion, it often leads, maybe subtly, to less face-to-face time. We even have words for it now, like phubbing.
Snubbing someone for your phone, yeah.
Yeah.
Or ghosting, just
Yeah.
cutting someone off completely.
These aren't just buzzwords. They reflect real shifts in how we interact. A University of Georgia study found frequent phone use during conversations. It lowered relationship satisfaction. People felt unheard.
You see it all the time, right? Family dinner, everyone's scrolling.
It chips away at those real emotional bonds that actually fight loneliness. And think about work. Remote work is huge now, thanks to Zoom, Slack.
Super convenient, yeah.
But it removes those spontaneous chats, The coffee break, bumping into someone in the hall, those build real camaraderie.
True. I saw a survey maybe last year saying like a quarter of remote workers felt disconnected. Loneliness was a top challenge.
And if we zoom out even further, loneliness isn't just, feeling sad, it's a public health issue.
Really? How so?
There was a big meta-analysis linking chronic loneliness to higher risks of depression, anxiety, even cardiovascular problems.
Wow, serious stuff.
And tech can definitely pour fuel on that fire, especially for young people. A study found teens spending over 3 hours daily on social media were twice as likely to report mental health issues.
Often tied to cyberbullying or that constant comparison.
Exactly. Plus, that pressure to always be on, always responding, it leads to burnout, which paradoxically can make you withdraw even more. Further isolation.
And it's not just us, right? It's the platforms themselves, the algorithms.
Oh, absolutely. The algorithmic divide is a big piece of this. They're designed for engagement, right? Keep you scrolling.
Yeah, maximize clicks.
But that often means amplifying divisive stuff, sensational content. It pushes people into echo chambers.
Where you only hear things you already agree with.
Precisely. Which can make you feel alienated from anyone who thinks differently. Reports have noted these polarized online spaces actually reduce chances for real, constructive conversations. Makes you feel cut off.
So it connects you more, but only to people exactly like you, maybe.
In some ways, yeah. Which isn't always true connection. But here's the flip side, and it's just as important. The same tech, often blamed for isolation. It can be an incredible lifeline.
Okay, so it's not all bad news.
Not at all. It's way more complex. Think about online platforms providing safe spaces for marginalized groups, LGBTQ+ folks, people with disabilities, people in remote areas, places they might not find offline.
That's a really good point, finding your tribe online.
Yeah, and research backed this up. Online support groups for chronic illness, they cut loneliness by 30% for participants in one study. And think about the pandemic lockdown.
Oh yeah, Zoom and Google Meet were lifesavers for families, friends.
Absolutely essential. Kept people connected when physical presence was impossible. And gaming. Don't underestimate gaming communities.
Discord servers, games like Among Us, Fortnite.
People form incredibly strong friendships there. Just as real, just as meaningful as offline ones. A recent Pew survey found over 40% of Americans made close friends online. And for teens, 60%.
60%, that's huge. It really shows how community itself is changing, blurring the lines between virtual and real.
Definitely. Look, X, you can have real-time global discussions on anything from climate change to K-pop. That sense of belonging can be powerful.
Yeah, I saw something about Reddit users and mental health groups feeling less lonely after engaging there.
It makes sense. And technology can empower people who might struggle with face-to-face stuff, like introverts or some neurodivergent individuals. Autistic adults using forums to build networks, for example. It lets them connect on their own terms.
So the potential for connection is massive, if used that way.
Which brings us back to something crucial. Loneliness has deeper roots than just tech. Big societal shifts were happening way before the internet took off.
Like urbanization, longer work hours.
Right, and the decline of old community hubs, local clubs, unions, churches. Those things provided social glue. Studies show loneliness was rising before smartphones were everywhere, driven by economic stress, social fragmentation.
So we can't just blame our phones.
Not entirely. And look at Japan's hikikomori again. It's often linked to intense cultural pressures, like school stress, not just technology addiction. Culture plays a huge role too.
Oh, so?
In collectivist cultures, like maybe South Korea or India, tech often adds to existing bonds. Think of those big family WhatsApp groups, keeping everyone close.
Yeah, my family has one of those.
Whereas in more individualistic places like the US, tech might sometimes replace weaker social structures, which would be a mixed bag.
So it really comes down to how you use it, individual choice.
Exactly. It depends hugely on your engagement. Mindlessly scrolling X for hours, probably not great for connection. Using X to find a local volunteer group, Totally different outcome.
Intentionality matters.
Big time. Research shows goal-oriented tech, use joining hobby forums, organizing events correlates with lower loneliness than just passively consuming feeds. It's about agency, curating your digital life, seeking real interaction. You're the driver, not just a passenger.
Okay, that makes sense. So how does this play out across different generations? They interact with tech so differently. Let's start with kids and teens, the digital natives.
Right, they face unique vulnerabilities. We see studies showing teens spending, say, over 4 hours on screens daily report more loneliness, lower self-esteem, often linked to cyberbullying or that constant comparison you mentioned.
Yeah, you see friends posting party pics, you weren't invited. That feeling of being left out must be intense online.
It really can be. But again, the paradox. Tech also gives these same teens vital spaces to explore who they are, find people who get them, fandom communities, mental health groups, invaluable for some.
What about young adults, say 18 to 30? They're navigating dating apps, starting careers.
A real double-edged sword there. Dating apps like Tinder or Bumble. Sure, they can connect people, but they can also lead to burnout from superficial chats or feeling rejected constantly.
Yeah, I've heard friends talk about that fatigue.
Some research linked frequent app use to more loneliness, especially for men, maybe because expectations didn't match reality. But then, these same young adults are masters at using LinkedIn or Meetup to build professional networks, find social groups in new cities. It helps combat isolation.
And middle-aged adults, busy lives, maybe kids, careers.
For them, tech is often a key tool to maintain connections. Video calls with family far away, online parenting groups for support, super useful.
But there are downsides too.
There can be. Studies suggest excessive passive social media use in this group can still link to feeling disconnected. It's about interactive versus just watching.
And older adults, they face different challenges, maybe tech literacy.
Definitely. Surveys show many over 65 feel lonely, and not being comfortable with digital tools can worsen that. But, and this is key, those who do adopt tech, video chats with grandkids, online book clubs, senior communities online, they report much less isolation.
So learning those skills can make a huge difference. Programs teaching smartphone use, showing promise.
Absolutely. It opens up whole new social worlds for them. So, thinking ahead, what about the next wave? AI, VR. How might they change things?
Oh, interesting. AI first. Like chatbots, virtual assistants?
Yeah, things like Grok, they offer conversation, engagement. Could they help people with limited social options feel less lonely? Maybe?
I saw a study suggesting AI companions helped older adults feel less isolated.
Right, but there's always the worry about over-reliance, right? Does it reduce the drive for actual human contact? Finding that balance between AI support and real human connection is going to be critical.
Okay, what about VR, the metaverse? Immersive social experiences.
Exactly. Platforms like VR Chat let you interact in these detailed virtual worlds. Some research suggests VR social platforms help people with mobility issues feel less lonely, offering a real sense of presence.
That could be amazing for some.
But critics worry too. Get too lost in VR, could you detach from physical reality? Could it actually deepen isolation for some? It's a valid concern.
And augmented reality. Wearables. Smartwatches reminding you to call a friend.
Those are emerging too. Fitbit did a trial where users getting reminders to contact friends reported better moods. But again, balance. Does constant monitoring feel helpful or intrusive? We need to be mindful of autonomy.
Okay, maybe some real-world examples would help illustrate this duality.
Good idea.
Let's imagine Sarah, 16. She scrolls TikTok for hours. It's entertaining, sure, but she also gets hit with insecurities comparing herself to influencers. Feels left out seeing friends' group chat posts about parties she missed.
A common scenario, sadly.
But
she's also part of this amazing Discord server for young poets. She shares her writing, gets real feedback, connects deeply with kids worldwide who love the same thing. So the tech is both the problem and the solution for her.
a perfect example of the dual nature.
Or James, 35, works remotely, loves the flexibility, but misses the office vibe, the random chats. Zoom calls are fine, but a bit cold.
Lacks that spontaneity.
So he joins a virtual co-working group on Slack. People share screens, chat throughout the day. It kind of mimics that office feel. Again, tech created the isolation, but also offered a fix.
Adapting to the new reality.
And one more. Margaret, 70. Moved, lost her social circle, felt really lonely, but she learned FaceTime. Now she chats with her grandkids every week. Joined an online book club, which then led to meeting local members for coffee. Fantastic. Shows how embracing tech, even later in life, can genuinely rebuild connections, bridge those gaps. These stories really highlight that it's not about the tech itself, but how we engage with it. So the big question is, what can you, listening right now, actually do? How can you use tech for connection and avoid the pitfalls?
Practical steps. Let's hear them.
Okay, first, curate your digital diet. Be mindful. Unfollow accounts that make you feel bad. Follow things you're genuinely interested in, communities, hobbies. Be intentional.
Makes sense. Control the input.
Second, prioritize quality interactions. Focus on deeper chats, video calls, actual conversations, and not just scrolling and liking. Quality over quantity.
Put energy into real connection.
Third, blend online and offline. Use apps like Meetup to find local stuff. Use WhatsApp to plan real-world get-togethers. Let the digital enhance the physical.
Use tech to get off tech sometimes.
Kind of. Fourth, set boundaries. Tech-free times or zones. Dinner table, bedroom before sleep. Protect that face-to-face time.
Crucial for relationships.
Fifth, leverage niche communities. Reddit, Discord, specific forums. Find your people based on interest, however specific. That shared passion builds strong bonds.
Find your tribe.
Sixth, especially for older adults, learn digital literacy. Don't be afraid to seek out community classes on using smartphones or tablets. It unlocks so much potential.
Empowering.
And finally, seventh, experiment with emerging tech cautiously. Explore VR, AI companions, sure, but always ask, is this adding to my human connections or replacing them? Keep human bonds central.
Great, actionable advice. And we should also quickly touch on the cultural lens again, right? Loneliness and tech's role look different around the world.
Absolutely vital point. In Japan, with hikikomori, tech is both an escape gaming and a potential connection support groups.
In India, those WhatsApp family groups strengthening ties.
Right. And maybe in the US, the individualism means a heavier reliance on digital platforms, sometimes weakening local ties. Research suggests collectivist cultures might have stronger offline networks, buffering some tech-related loneliness. We need culturally aware solutions.
So, wrapping this all up, what's the main takeaway from this deep dive?
I think it's that technology isn't the villain, nor is it the magic cure for loneliness. It's a tool, a really powerful one. And its impact is shaped entirely by how we choose to use it.
Yeah, the same phone that distracts you from your friend can connect you to someone across the world. The platform that fuels envy can also build community.
Exactly. And loneliness itself is complex, right? It's tied up in huge societal changes, cultural norms, and our own personal habits. Tech is just one part of that picture.
But by being intentional, curating feeds, setting boundaries, mixing online and offline, you can really harness its power for good, for connection.
Absolutely. You have the agency.
So maybe the final thought for you to ponder isn't just, is technology making us lonely, but rather,
how can we consciously wield this incredibly powerful tool to genuinely foster belonging, to make sure it serves our humanity rather than undermining it?
That's the real challenge. Thank you for that perspective. And thank you all for joining us on the Learn English Lab. We hope this discussion was useful for your English listening practice. If you enjoyed it, please do like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. See you next time.